Kevin needed a car. Nothing fancy, just something to get him to work and back. Craigslist had dozens of beaters listed, but one stood out. 1996 Toyota Corolla, $500, runs forever. The phrase stuck with him, runs forever. It was listed with one grainy photo of a rusted-out car sitting in a field. It didn't even look like it should start. He drove out to meet the seller. A long stretch of nowhere, dirt roads, power lines humming. The man who greeted him was barefoot, dressed in an old suit. His eyes didn't seem to blink. He handed over the keys without asking for payment. "It knows where to go," he said, then turned and walked into the field. Kevin drove the car home. Surprisingly, it ran fine. Smooth even. He filled the tank and used it the next day. That's when he noticed the car didn't stop when he wanted it to. At first it was subtle, a missed turn, a delay in braking. Then one night, the steering wheel turned itself. Softly, gradually, directing him down a highway exit he didn't mean to take. The radio turned on by itself. The same old hymn over and over. Voices whispered from the vents. The glove box opened without him touching it. Inside was a photograph of a family he didn't know, standing in front of the same car. Their faces were scratched out. That night, the car drove itself. Kevin sat in the seat, hands off the wheel, as the Corolla cruised through winding roads, over bridges, into places he'd never seen before. Every attempt to pull over failed. The brakes didn't respond. The engine purred like a beast that had just tasted blood. At sunrise, it parked itself on a cliff and waited. Kevin climbed out, trembling. He tried to walk away. The car door slammed shut behind him. And then slowly, it reversed. The next Craigslist post read, 1996 Toyota Corolla, free. Do not drive at night. Nina had a thing for vintage clothing. She loved the smell, the texture, the idea that each piece had a story. One rainy afternoon, she saw a listing, estate sale. Clothing from the 1800s, everything must go tonight. It was in an old mansion on the edge of town, the kind of place built with hands, not machines. Wrought iron gates, cracked statues, vines choking the windows. An elderly woman answered the door. Her skin was paper thin, her voice nearly a whisper. She led Nina to a back room without saying a word. Inside were racks of dresses, suits, gloves, hats, immaculate condition. All from another era. Nina picked out a dark velvet gown. The woman placed it into her hands, nodded once, and vanished down the hall. That night, Nina tried it on. It fit perfectly. Too perfectly. She stood in front of the mirror, admiring the way it clung to her shape. But then she noticed her reflection smiling wider than she was. Her face just slightly off, longer, pale. Her eyes didn't blink in sync with her own. The dress wouldn't come off. The zipper was gone. The buttons fused to the fabric. She tugged. It tore at her skin before it tore at the cloth. Blood seeped into the velvet and vanished like it had been absorbed. Then the whispering began, from inside the fabric, from inside her. Voices of women, begging, crying, some laughing, all trapped. She passed out on the floor. In the morning she was gone. Only the dress remained, hanging neatly on her closet door, freshly pressed. The next listing read, gown from 1872, free to good home, looking for someone to fill it. Mark was lonely. After his divorce, he moved into a small apartment and started browsing Craigslist for companionship. He didn't expect much when he saw the post. Mannequin, free, must keep indoors. He didn't need a mannequin, but the photo caught him. It was oddly lifelike. Porcelain skin, glass eyes, human hair, dressed in an old diner uniform. He brought it home, set it in the corner of his living room. Something to fill the silence. That night, he swore it had shifted positions slightly. The next day, it faced a different direction entirely. He convinced himself he was imagining it. But when he came home from work and found it sitting on the couch, facing the TV, remote in its lap, he nearly screamed. He locked it in the closet. He heard it tapping from inside, a slow, rhythmic knock. That night, he dreamed of a woman standing over him, her glass eyes weeping. She whispered something over and over in a voice that was muffled, like it came through a wall of thick plastic. "I remember being loved." He woke up with bruises on his wrists, finger-shaped. The mannequin was back in the living room. It stayed with him after that. He stopped resisting. It became company. He talked to it, ate beside it, slept with it nearby. And when he died of unknown causes 3 months later, it was found sitting next to his body, holding his hand. The listing reappeared a week later. "She's lonely again. Please take her home."